Welcome to your ENCOR version 1.1 video training series. And specifically, this course is the first in a two-part series available here on LinkedIn Learning that's going to get you ready for the ENCOR exam. And I emphasize that this is version 1.1 of the exam. That's the exam version effective as of September 20th, 2023. And combined, the two courses in this series will be covering every single topic on Cisco's exam blueprint for ENCOR version 1.1. If you'd like to check out that blueprint for yourself, I created a shortcut link for you. You can go to bit.ly/ENCOR23. Notice that there is no E at the end of ENCOR. And as you go through your studies, I want to encourage you to take lots and lots of notes. That will dramatically increase your understanding and your comprehension of this material. And besides just watching the lectures, we've got some other resources for you as well. For example, I would like you to take a collection of chapter quizzes after you finish a chapter. There'll be, under exercise files, a zip file that you can download. And if you expand that, there'll be a folder for each chapter in the course. And if you open up a chapter folder, you'll see a series of chapter quizzes for each lesson in that chapter. You can open it up, go through the questions on your own, scroll to the bottom of the document, and you'll get the answer along with a detailed explanation. Also, in part 2 of the course, we have practice exams for you. Specifically, we have 2 full-blown practice exams to check your readiness for the real thing. And we also want to get your hands dirty in this course, and by that, I'm talking about lab exercises. We're going to be using CML, Cisco Modeling Labs, and that could be your own copy of Cisco Modeling Labs, or it might be the free version of CML available out at the DevNet Sandbox. But inside of those exercise files that you expand, you're going to find a series of labs. For example, here on screen you see the NetFlow lab, and each lab will contain 3 critical pieces. One piece is the .mov file, that's a movie file. That's going to set up the lab for you, tell you what you're going to be doing. You'll be invited to pause the video, do the lab on your own, and then resume the video, and we'll give you a complete walkthrough solution. Also, there will be a PDF for each lab. That's going to show you the lab topology and the lab tasks. And you'll also get a .yaml file. That's a file format that can be imported into CML, which will give you the topology and the base configuration for that topology. Now let's take a look at what we're going to be covering here in part 1 of this 2-part series. We're going to have 3 content modules. The first is on enterprise architecture. Here we'll be talking about some design concepts. Enterprise design, wireless design. We'll be looking at a couple of software-defined technologies, SD-WAN, SD-Access. We'll take a look at quality of service and switching mechanisms. Then, in our second content module, we'll be taking a look at virtualization, not just server virtualization, but also data path virtualization, network virtualization. We'll touch on topics such as VRF and VXLANs, and Lisp, the location ID separation protocol. And in our final content module here in part 1, we'll take a look at network infrastructure. This module is weighted at 30% of your exam content, so this is critical. Here we'll take a look at layer 2 technologies, such as spanning tree and ether channel and trunking. We'll take a look at a couple of routing protocols like OSPF and BGP, wireless technologies, network services. And the good news here is, if you've taken the CCNA training, a lot of the topics in this module are just deeper dives into those various CCNA topics. And since you and I are going to be spending so much time together in this course, let me give you a quick bio. My name is Kevin Wallace, and I've got a couple of CCIEs. I'm a lifetime emeritus. I got my first CCIE back in 2001, and I have been working with Cisco gear since 1989, going back to the very first model of Cisco router, the old Cisco AGS Plus router. I taught courses for Cisco Learning Partners for about 14 years, and in the real world, I was a network designer down at Walt Disney World in Florida. I've written a bunch of books and made a ton of videos for Cisco Press, including the Route Official Cert Guide. And Route, that's the predecessor to ENCOR. I've been a speaker at Cisco Live, but really the bottom line of all of this is that I love this stuff. I'm passionate about it, and I cannot wait to guide you on your journey. And I'm not doing this solo either. I'll be joined in some of the videos with CCNP Charles Judd. And now that you have an overview of this course, let's take a closer look in our next video at the ENCOR exam and see what certifications it can help us achieve.